Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Actually in today's video, I wanted to talk about probably some of the best ways to actually spend your time during your quarantine, if you ever have to do that, we are still living in a pandemic, even though it's getting much better, yeah. Uh, we are living in a time where if you want to travel internationally, right, you might have to do a 14-day quarantine at a designated spot, right? or at the hotel. So I've actually spent almost like 10, 11 days of my quarantine as of now. So I've actually got quite a good idea of what are some of the things that you can do to spend your time well during your quarantine. So some of the things that actually helped me a lot are things like, watching a movie. Yeah, that's one of the apparent ways of how you can actually spend your time during a quarantine. If you like K-pop, K-drama, or any American TV series, that would be one of the best ways to actually catch up with your favorite series, yeah, TV series. And the other thing is exercise. Since you are actually limited to only your room, right, for the next 14 days, I think one of the best things you can ever do would probably be to actually exercise, right? I would suggest you to exercise on a regular basis every day, even though sometimes I do feel lazy, so I usually probably do an exercise probably like for like half an hour or maximum an hour a day, if I'm not feeling lazy. And also the other thing is you can actually this is one of your golden chances to actually do your laundry, right? You can wash your clothes, and you can wash your clothes and be clean. You can dry, and you can actually be a much cleaner person, if you will. So the other thing is catch up with your family and friends. That's one of the other best things you can ever do. It's a must do, right? It's a must do because this is actually one of the best times because you have a lot of free time, and you can actually video call with your loved ones, with your family members, with your friends, best friends and colleagues and whatnot, right? So I actually do that. I video call, and it actually helps you to be happier, right? To be happier, it helps you to connect to the outside world. And it's pretty good. So the other thing is, I don't know, probably you could clean your room. Sometimes I think it helps you stay clean and good, and also it helps you to spend time, right? The other thing is doing your work or study. Yeah, that actually should be the main thing that you should do during your quarantine, right? Because people usually either study or work. So if you are a student like me, it is your best chance to actually catch up with some of the stuff that you might have missed, right, during your previous classes. So yeah, and also if you are a working professional, you might be probably working from home, like, or working online, right? You don't nowadays, with the COVID-19 pandemic, you don't really sometimes have to be in the office in person. You can do your work online if it's applicable, right? If you are a pilot, driving a plane or riding a plane, whatever, you cannot do that online, right? You have to be physically inside the plane. So all right, so these are some of my some of my suggestions on how you can spend your 14-day quarantine. And that's what I've actually been doing here in Taiwan, in the lovely, tropical, beautiful, sunny country of Taiwan. So the other thing is, the other part of the video that I would like to talk about is actually the issue of self-esteem and self-confidence, guys. So the other day, I was actually talking to one of my best friends who's still in my country about a tendency of people from developing countries to not have enough self-confidence when they are in their developing countries, you know. This is actually the topic that I am planning to do my research about in my master's degree thesis. So I'm really fascinated and interested about this topic. So, you know, one of the things is, I actually, as some of you guys might know, I actually did my bachelor's degree in Malaysia. So it is actually a pretty developed country, I would say. And, you know, we used to have friends from other poor and developing countries, especially from Africa, some parts of Asia. And one thing I noticed is that, you know, while we were living in Malaysia, right, it is a pretty developed country, international. While we were living there and studying, I could actually see that almost all of my friends from poor or developing countries used to utilize the social media, YouTube and other stuff a lot. Like whenever you log into your Facebook, you would see them online with a green sign, right? But the thing is, over time, you know, so after they graduated, you know, some of them, or they went back to their countries of origin, right? To some countries in Africa, some parts of Asia. And another thing I noticed is that they actually disappeared from the face of the internet. Yeah, I don't know. They either don't use it as much or they've completely disappeared from the internet. I don't know what's up, right? Probably they don't have electricity, or I don't know, or internet access, or probably it's just probably a lack of self-esteem, you know, the ability to believe in yourself that you can achieve stuff, right? Because, you know, if you are someone that has been to both developed and developing countries, right, rich and poor countries, one thing you will notice is that in rich countries, if you're living in a rich or developed country, you know, you don't have to be a scientist to realize that in developed countries you can actually try and achieve some stuff. But if you are living in developing countries, you know, there are some hurdles here and there, challenges. You know, there is corruption, that's for sure, most of the time, and you know, you probably might not have enough self-confidence or the motivation to utilize Facebook or other types of social media platforms as much as you used to while you were living in you know, developed countries, right, like Malaysia or I don't know, some other places. So this is actually what you call as the topic that I've actually been thinking about doing and researching about, you know, in my master's degree thesis. I really hope that my supervisor will agree that I do that, you know, because I'm really interested in it. And yeah, so that's about it, guys. So this is it for today's video. I really hope you guys are doing great, and may God bless, guys, and take care.